Hey, today we're going to be running through the unboxing and installing of one of our Latitude Wingman awnings. This is a Wingman 90 in 2 meters, but regardless of whether it's a 90, 180, 270, 270 plus, or a 2 and a 2.5 meter variant, they all come in the same box with the same stuff inside. So it's all going to be pretty similar regardless of what model you go for. So first off, we're going to unbox it and show you everything that comes inside of the box. So the awning itself is in here. You've got a bag full of your guy lines, the power cord for the lights, the nuts, bolts and fasteners for how we're going to fit it. Little pocket here, that is for your power supply or battery pack. The mounting brackets themselves. Support legs. Now the number of these will vary depending on model. This is the 90, so we've got 2. And then the awning itself is in here. So we've got the awning itself, the support poles, power cord for the built-in lights, hardware, tensioning straps, guy lines and pegs, and then the mounting brackets which will fix the awning to your roof bars or roof rack. Alternatively, if you have our Explorer roof tent, then you'll get a pair of these brackets which directly integrate between the roof tent and the awning. So now what we're going to do is build these brackets up. Now there's a few configurations you can have these brackets in, depending on how high you want the awning and so on. You can either have it in this L shape or it can go into a T shape. In this instance, we're going to put it in the L shape. So you take the bracket and these parts, and then the supplied hardware then builds them up. Okay, so that's our brackets built up, and as you can see, this is the L-shape configuration and this is the T-shape configuration. So depending on how you want it, one would be higher than the other. Now, before we get this fitted up onto a vehicle, I just run through how we're going to fit it up, because there are a few different options depending on your roof bar or roof rack setup. So how are we going to mount them to your roof bar or your roof rack? So I've got a roof bar here. So this is a fairly conventional roof bar. This is a Vanguard Ulti bar. It's got a T slot in the top. So there's a few ways of how we're going to fix this bracket to the roof bar. In this instance, what we're going to do is use the supplied T-bolts. So in the end of the roof bar here, there's a slot which the T-bolt slots into. So that is exactly the same as a Thule aero bar or a Yakima aero bar. They all have the profile there which this can slot into. Way easier than bolting down. So this will then sit on top of the roof bar, and a nut and a washer will sit on top of that, fasten it down. Alternatively, what we can do is, again, using the supplied hardware, depending on your roof bar, this is more conventional if you've got a square bar, a steel square bar. This bolt and washer will drop down in the profile, sit like that, and one of these plates will plate up underneath, fastening the bracket to your roof bar. So it's going to depend on which roof bars you've got, but there is a solution. Alternatively, if you do have one of our Explorer roof tents, then these are the brackets that mount the awning to the roof tent. So this side would mount to the roof tent and this side would mount to the awning. That way it's super flush, streamlined, looks great, super easy and simple. So all we've got to do next, bring the vehicle in and we'll run you through actually fixing the brackets to the bars and then the awning to the brackets. So next up, we're going to fit the brackets to the roof bars. Now we've got 3 roof bars on here, but you only need 2 to fix to. So we're going to fit to the front one and the rear one. If you have a 270 awning, ideally what you're going to do is you're going to have the hinge as far back as possible to give you the most coverage at the back of the vehicle as well as down the side. And then if you have a side awning like the 90 or the 180 and a vehicle where you're going to be in and out of the side, then you can position it in a way that gives best coverage to, say, a side sliding door. So with the brackets mounted to the roof bars, all we've got to do is fit the awning to the brackets. Now how we do that is we take the bolts like this and they slide in to the back of the awning. So these are then held captive inside this channel here. They slide along and they're going to correspond to the holes on the brackets. Now you just need a helping hand to help lift it on to the brackets. Doing it yourself is a bit of a juggle. So we're then going to lift it up. The bolts will fit into the slots on the brackets, and then a washer and a nut over the top. We'll tighten it down and that's it, good to go. So that's it, all bolted on. That system is exactly the same for all of our Wingman models, be it the 90, 180, 270 or 270 plus. So all that's left to do is take it out and enjoy it.